welcome to today's presentation of Toodee and Topdee, which is an independent puzzle platformer game that is developed by two brothers, I believe, who have the developer go by the name Diet3B or Diet3B, I'm not exactly sure, I think it's Diet3B. Anyway, this game, I believe, was first published in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, and we have pretty much kept it in mind for quite some time for reasons that will be obvious. It's kind of a hybrid of top-down and side-scrolling platform play, and much more than that, conceptually, we don't really know, so let's dive in and take a look at what it's all about. Toodee and Topdee. And there is a cooperative mode, but we will go, of course, with one player. Okay, Chapter 0, the missing semicolon. Interestingly enough, there does seem to be a bit of a chapter select. Oh, no, it's still locked. But then we can see how many chapters there are, at least, initially. 6 after the semicolon, so let's see. Now, why would a semicolon be missing? I guess we're about to find out. 3 videos here. Oh, I guess we have different cinematics, and we watch the first one. Either that, or they refer to scenes. Scenes as in levels. Anyway, in the beginning of time, the universe was empty. There was only one thing in existence. And his name was Aleph. Aleph was a master of an ancient language, an enchanted language that could turn words into worlds. Countless days and nights later, Aleph filled the void with worlds. How many worlds? That many. 8 worlds. 8 playable worlds, I guess we'll see. However, something was missing. Without a stabilizing force, the worlds moved erratically in space. Aleph had to be certain that the life he was about to create would not be in danger. And thus he forged the semicolon. Very dramatic. The semicolon was placed at the center of the universe, keeping the worlds in balance. That is, after all, what semicolons do. In perfect harmony, the worlds revolved around the semicolon in a constant, calm pace. Now that the universe was safe and stable, Aleph created life in one of the worlds. In that world lived a creature called Toodee. Hey Toodee, come here. Alright, so we can walk left and right, beat a jump. I love the kind of gluiness of the animation here. Squash and stretch. I kind of wonder if eventually you get the ability to go to the top left. Actually, conceptually, if I know what I'm doing here, we should be able to. Interestingly enough, the up button also doubles as the jump. We are going to use B for the most part out of familiarity. There is no crouch. I'm pressing down, there is no crouch. Hold to jump higher, yep. Are we smarter than a pigeon? Well, we can't push this, so. Why aren't you wearing a shirt? Well, we're going to grab the key first of all. Unlock. Do not feed the pig. So we're probably not supposed to touch it, or can we jump on it? Nope, we're not supposed to touch it. Touching it is completely forbidden. So, I guess we won't feed the pig. It does devour us in all available directions. Okay, let's see this again. No life counter or anything, it just bumps you back to the start. Have a nice day. And yeah, that's just a jumping tutorial, literally. Aleph was pleased with his new creations. Well, with most of them. Unintentionally, Aleph created mystical entities called glitches. These glitches wreaked havoc in the universe and had to be dealt with. For that purpose, Aleph created an assistant. To-do. And of course he's a list because he's a to-do list. To-do's purpose was to keep track of the glitches, so Aleph could fix them later. Hence the to-do list. Very clever. With To-do by his side, Aleph was now ready to continue with his craft. Now another world had life in it, but it was a bit different than the first. You will see the difference when you meet Topdee. Okay, so this is top-down. Kind of like playing 2D Zelda again. Topdee, you're invading my personal space. Now, a B button currently does nothing. We have the 4 directional buttons and nothing else at the moment. Tap to pick up and drop boxes. So the B button does have a... Oh, okay. It actually says tap, not hold, because, of course, the tendency is to hold. Tap, not hold, yeah. And if you try to hold, it will say tap, not hold. Although, interestingly enough, you can kind of... Oh, you can point to the dotted square elsewhere, but it doesn't really seem to do much for you. Interestingly enough, if you put it down, then you can push, and it'll be kind of like a Sokoman puzzle, except you can pick up boxes at any time. So yeah, it shows you directly where you can put things, and then you can probably pop it in the slot and create a platform. Good. Similar here, I think. If you hold and try to move, you can spin around in place. Yeah. That's how we'll do it. Did we talk to everybody? Put boxes inside holes? Yeah, okay, we did that. Alright, now let's see. Why does this maneuver matter? I don't know that it does. But I'm sure that we can create one box and then move the other one as well. I've been playing with D-pad, but a stick does work as well, from what I'm seeing. Boxes are heavy. I prefer to push them around to where I need, so yeah, it shows you that you can push. And then we will need to push a row of boxes in this way. Well, yeah, as well just push and create a row of 4. Can you push multiple boxes in a row? That's something to test. You push them like this? Yes, you can. Very important maneuver then. And they drop one at a time, as you would expect them to. Alright, with that in mind, let's see what we can do. 2 keys? Why 2 keys? Yeah, interesting. The perspective here kind of hides the boxes if you're not careful. There's no way I can tilt the camera as far as I know, so we'll have to be aware of walls concealing spots like this when it's a single row, because as you can see, the camera does disguise it a little rather too well. Anyway, what's he going to say? Take all the keys. Okay, so the walls open once all the keys on the screen have been grabbed. So, still in the tutorial here. With the new assistant, Aleph felt confident. The team worked together as one and created life in more worlds at a dazzling pace. Alright, more to explore. Until there was one last world to fill with life. And that made To-do think. What to do, what to do. If there's nothing left to do, well then he's going to blink out of existence, so he's going to create something perpetual and indefinite. Aleph wouldn't need him anymore. To-do kept thinking. There must always be more to do. What would happen if this semicolon went missing? Everything would fall apart, that's what. Worlds will collide. And there is incidentally a rumble effect in this game as well, on a controller. Anyway. What happened? Where am I? Well, there's Toodee and there's Topdee. Toodee in the blue, Topdee in the green. Is this creature walking on the wall? And from Topdee's perspective, Toodee is walking on a wall, so... Oh, you really are walking on a wall. How do you do that? From where I'm standing, it looks like you're on the wall. From where you're standing, like, on the wall? Never mind. I think I'm lost. Everything was shaking and now I'm here. Yep. I wish I could, but I'm lost too. I need to get back to my family and friends. Hope everyone is fine. What will we do? Oh. Very threatening. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. 7 ha's. Look at that. There's this background here that looks basically like code. It says if, jump, etc. I think it actually is the source code, but pixelated. Or some kind of mock source code for platforming mechanics if you look at it carefully. For the platforming engine. Can you help us get home? I don't think he's very friendly, but okay. That's not nice. You can call me Glitch. Hello, Glitch, I'm Topdee. Nice to meet you. Topdee is entirely too trusting. That's what happens when you live in a top-down world, I suppose. You just appeared here out of nowhere. It was scary. That's the nature of glitches. We just appear sometimes. Are you lost too? Not exactly. I was just born because of the missing semicolon. That was binding the world together. Sacred semicolon that keeps this universe at balance. Some paper person took it and now everything is messed up. That does sound pretty bad. Alright, let's fix it. I get here by going through these portals, so if you go back the way I came, you might find the missing semicolon. That sounds dangerous and fun. Where can we find these portals exactly? Alright, let's take a look. Did you just become a hen? Yes, you did, because you're a glitch and you can do that. I'm a glitch. I don't make sense. Love the little emoticon at the end there. Swap between Toodee and Topdee and get them both into the portal. Okay, so, yeah, it highlights the one that is not being used. It's sort of interesting to blend these together and see how... Oh, and it freezes in a position even if you're mid-jump. That seems to be really important for puzzles later. Because that way... Yeah, it looks like you'll be able to suspend each other in position and potentially manipulate platforms and the like. So anyway, I was about to say, it dovetails quite nicely when you swap how up is actually jump. Something that we thought we'd never use, but if you're already kind of thinking using 4 directional buttons, when you swap over to 2D, it actually makes total sense. Anyway, let's get them both into the portal. Now you're thinking in portals. World 1, Chapter 1. Hello, world. Aha, okay, lots of scenes over here. I see, so if you were in using semicolon, then scenes 1, 2, 3, yeah, basically show you the different parts of the tutorial, so... Alright, 20 scenes in this set, let's do it. And let's just start with the cinematic. This place looks familiar. It kind of looks like home, but different. Really, that's so weird. I feel the same way. Well, all a matter of perspective. The universe is out of balance, and the worlds have merged. I sure hope finding a semicolon will fix everything. Certainly from an editor's perspective, that's often the case. Alright, so now we have to get them both into the portal. I wonder what the bugs on the side are. They don't seem to respond to anything I'm doing though, so... Anyway. So, we need to get 2D to move some boxes, or Topdee rather, to move some boxes. I might just wind up referring to them by color, to be honest, just to keep it simple. It's going to be pushing both of these, and then you unite them in the center, so the idea is to get them both into the exit, and then you continue. Okay, quick and easy. Actually, seriously reminds me of the Box Boy games in some ways. even though it really has a mechanic of its own. Now the thing is, are they susceptible to... They just freeze each other in position, right? So if you swap, then Topdee is not susceptible to gravity effects or anything like that. He just stays in position. That's rather important. Now, we'll need Toodee to just platform over here. We will need to grab both keys, of course. So right now they're just moving independently, and then we'll drop Toodee into position once we swap. Now, if I'm correct, Toodee is going to be frozen in position while the key is unlocked, and then when we swap back to him, he drops immediately. Good. Exactly as predicted. Yeah, the camera is a little bit of an issue, I think, when you are something that's bunched up right next to the wall. Yeah, in Mario it is quite interesting. We just started. We're basically in World 1 in the first few stages. And just learning the basic mechanics. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create the platform now. So this is our first look at how the two of them can actually interact. Now, because of the way that they are frozen in position, I think if you swap and you push out of the way, then, yeah, you do freeze the other character in position and he stays, so. Anyway, I hope you're doing well in Mario. Hope you have been having a good end of year, or close to it. Now let's take a look over here. We have the key that we can just grab. Oh, no, it's on the cloud, which means that I need to land on top of it with Toodee. Interestingly enough, it shows you that the cloud is way up high when you are from Topdee's perspective. It shows you using the shadow. Notice how from Toodee's perspective, the shadow is directly under the cloud, but when you rotate it like this, you can see that the cloud actually has a great deal of elevation. So this room exists to teach you that keys on clouds, and clouds in general, are only accessible using Toodee. It's a very clever way of teaching you just by showing off the shadow effect when you are manipulating the platforms. I like how it communicates that information. Does it quite gracefully. Okay, I think I need to move these platforms a little bit closer. And then we'll just shuffle them up bit by bit. So we can just go like this, 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 and take it back. And then we'll get over there together. So we'll just freeze them in position. And there we go. Alright. Next. We need to get them both into the portal. Not so much of an issue for... this guy noticed that, yeah, the other character practically doesn't exist in this dimensional plane, so we just don't need to worry about him. And we just need to get Toodee over there first. So we'll do it like this. And yeah, we'll need to move some of these crates into position, so let's do that. Might be easier to pick up and drop. But if I'm correct, he should be able to land on the box. No, he does not land on the box. Once the box has been slotted in, it no longer serves as a platform. Okay, that's what this room exists to teach you. So that the boxes cannot be slotted in because you can see that from the way they fade, they can no longer really be active. So that's new information. That's important. And Mario, defined well. Your parents wanted to redecorate some rooms, replace carpet, move one of your grandmothers in, and install a chair to glide upstairs. All of this through most of January. It's a big process for them. Well, that sounds like a busy month ahead. But, you know, whatever is necessary. Now, we can move over the bridge this way. I do want to test one thing, though. Once you drop something in... Oh, no, I was trying to see if you can pick it up out of the slot. I think it's probably irreversible. I don't know if there is any kind of undo feature in this game, like there is in, say, Baba Is You or something. Okay, so we dropped that, and that seemed like a bad idea. But no, it's not, because we can swap in midair. And then, once we swap in midair, this is what this room exists to teach you. Then you can drop like this. Yeah, so the swapping is time sensitive in some ways, because you do need to suspend characters in midair from time to time. But when it works, it works. Now, we only have one block to work with here. We need to figure out how to continually move 2D up, and I think I know how. Basically, oh no. Now, I don't know how to reverse, but it doesn't matter, because what we're going to do is we're going to basically suspend him in midair and then move platforms and have him jump again. Now, does he maintain momentum? We're about to find out. No, he doesn't. He just does a straight drop. So when you swap, it cuts all momentum. That's important to know, too. And let's just make sure we have a landing location. And he should drop straight down. Great. And then we can just go the rest of the way over here. Close enough. Yeah, you just need to be in the vicinity of the portal. You don't really need to be directly on it to be within range. So, don't need to be totally accurate. It does show you, too, that this is the artwork for the drop platforms. Now, I don't see why we can't... Oh, I see. We can't just slot the block in here yet, because we need a way for a 2D to actually get up to that portal, and that will require use of the block. So we can't just slot it in here until it's time for Topdee to get out. So we're going to go over here first. Then we're going to drop one of these. And then, yeah, because this would be a dead end if we use it. So, let's grab this. And then move the block down a slot. Then should be good. So yeah, it's the slot there where you could drop the block in is totally a diversion. Now I don't know. Yeah, so there is a restart feature. I think there was a button assignment for a quick reset as well, but perhaps we don't want to mess with that until we know how often we want to do it. Yeah, because there's an alternate swap button. And it seems quick restart is unassigned. There's nothing assigned to X right now, for instance, so we might want to consider doing something like that at some point. Or have it on, I don't know, minus or something, like the rewind into the breach. It's not a bad idea, actually. Let's see if we can set it to minus. Because then it's out of the way and we're not likely to hit it accidentally. Oh, can't seem to set it to minus. Alright, we'll set it to X for now, and if we have some kind of massive mishap with that, then we'll just... Yeah. We'll just redo as necessary. So yeah, you do have to do things from scratch. There is no single-step rewind, and that's okay. The puzzles are rather brief so far. But we'll have to be careful with occasionally irreversible operations like dropping a single block into a slot. Anyway, let's read this. Clouds as always are accessible only with 2D. But what we will do is we will get 2D up to the cloud, and then we'll use Topdee to take one of these crates and use that to escort 2D over a second time. And then after we use that second crate, then we drop it into the left side slot, because that's what is going to allow Topdee to get over to the key. So there is a sequence of operations here that we need to do where order will matter. So we'll pick it up. Can we swap while he's picking it up? Yes. If you swap while he's picking it up, then he drops it. But then when you swap back, he automatically picks it up. Which is interesting, because it means that we don't need to set things down and pick them up if we're just swapping between two characters that way. And yeah, the dotted line actually tells you where the drop is going to be. So if you hold B and switch like that, and then you swap, then it'll do that. Okay. Good to know. get on the cloud. Yeah, notice that these always go down in clumps, not single blocks. If you have a connected series of the collapsing blocks, the entire set that is connected goes down. Anyway, we need to get this guy over first. That's okay, we know how to do it. Jump and swap. Jump and swap. Jump and swap. And we are going to lower this slightly. So he can just drop in like that, perhaps. Okay, good. Pretty graceful. Now we slot it in here, grab the key, and get out. Alright, not bad. Next, we are going to go to somehow brace the various spikes. Now, if we grab 3 keys first, the problem is that we'll no longer have a... Oh, I know. Yeah, he needs to land in the bottom half. That's what's going to happen. He needs to land in the bottom half. Also, I'm guessing that Topdee can't run into the... Oh, no, walls are just walls. The spikes are on top of the wall, so we don't need to be too concerned about that. But we'll fall in like that. Actually, I've got to reposition just a little bit here. Let's reposition down. Then... And then he can just grab a key like that. Let's move things down so he has more room. Okay. Let's move it up so he can grab the key. Well, no, we'll let him fall first and then move up like this. And then after that, we do need to get him on top. So let me see. I don't know if he can make this jump, but we'll brace him by 1 block. And then do it like this. He should be able to drop in gracefully. Good. And we're out. Okay. Next. Let's see. We have a down arrow over there. I don't know what that is. But it's not the thing that's bending the portal. I wonder if it's like a gravity swap. I suspect it might be something like gravity swap. So let's break this open first, using... Ah, okay, when it falls, then it... Yes, okay, so as soon as you switch, then it falls. And as soon as it makes contact with the collapsing blocks, it collapses them. So this is basically a tutorial room for that mechanic. So pretty much as soon as you switch, then it... I'm not sure if that makes sense, because... Oh, no, yes, because right now it is already in a falling state. It's just braced by the keys. But if you are playing here as Topdee, or no, sorry, as Toodee, the blue one, then as soon as you grab the key, that thing is going to drop. And then you can use that as a block to create a platform to stand on, or... Actually, you want to shift it so that Topdee stays in the bottom half. You move the arrow over here, and then you switch back to 2D. Arrow's going to drop, then you jump on top, and then you jump across. So, that's how it works. I do see it. So you push, drop it, and go. And yeah, you don't really need to jump into it. As I said, you just need to be within proximity of the circle. Don't know how close, but as you're touching anywhere within the 4 tiles covered by it, I think you're okay. Now I think we need to brace it halfway. We're going to grab the key first. And then, oh, no, it fell in the slot. Actually, that's good. That's good. We want it to fall in the slot. I was hoping to pick it up or something, but nope. We actually do want to send it across like this. So that just shows you another time-sensitive interaction, where you do need to catch it as it falls. Now, I wonder if the game will kind of ever explicitly tell you if you're in what is essentially an SD lock state, because, you know, this is a game where you're going to get into unwinnable states, I think, and I wonder if it will explicitly detect that for the player, or if you just kind of need to realize that you have to restart. But if we find that out, we'll find it out the hard way. Anyway, we need to create a platform. But we also need... Yeah, we need to drop this all the way down, but then we need a way to get Topdee down as well. Actually, whenever these are unlocked, I think they are unlocked to reveal platforms that you can walk on, so I think I'm going to be okay. I think that's been a consistent rule so far, that whenever you unlock, then it reveals space that is walkable, not blank space. We haven't found any exception to that so far, and I expect it'll be a different visual designation if keys are ever in that situation. It seems like we have to swap in such a way that everything falls into position. So this is going to be something that's a bit of a timing check. So basically, oh, nope. Yeah, okay, so if you do get into an unwinnable state, then it resets you. Oh, no, I just accidentally hit X. I just accidentally nudged the button while I was doing a panic maneuver. Okay, so it is a bit time sensitive. You do need to catch things as they fall. Yeah, no, I just accidentally nudged X, which is maybe a reason why it's a bad idea to put reset on X, but it wouldn't let me do it on minus, so let's actually put it on something different, like maybe L or something that I'm just not using at all. Because it is a little too easy to nudge. So, would you let me put it on like ZR? It's too bad it doesn't do minus. I really hope minus would be it. Or am I... let's do L, because I'm unlikely to accidentally squeeze it. I think that'll be okay. So, yeah, because I'm just nowhere near L for most of the game, so I don't think I'll be too concerned. Anyway, I probably shouldn't have... Hang on, let's accidentally nudge that. Let's see the order in which we're going to do things, because I think we need to go left to right, probably. Eventually we'll need the arrow block to be pushed in such a position that Toodee is able to ride it down. I think what we do is we actually just drop it block after block and ride it down and push him back up. And actually, every time we open up one of these, actually, no, I've got an idea. That's not the idea. But this is a salvageable position. Because, oh, just as I said I wasn't going to accidentally hit L, I accidentally hit L. Let me do this again. We need a better reset button. I really wish I could have just put it on minus, but... What we're going to do is that every time we break one of these open, I'm going to use Topdee to get it. We don't need to use Toodee at all for this. We can just park him over here. What's going to happen is that we can just pick up and swap all of these. And then move the block again and do it the same way every time, because we know that this will always activate the collapsible blocks. Okay, there we go. So never mind, maybe I can't accidentally nudge the reset button too easily here. But anyway, let's go over this time to... See, at some point we will need to cross bridge using the crate. means the crate will need to be moved over here. Notice that although some of the collapsible blocks are over hits, when you collapse them, do they always... I don't know if there's going to be any particular rule for when we determine when the collapsible blocks are hanging over, platforms are hanging over empty space. I feel like we need to understand that by the time we finish this particular puzzle. Because what's going to happen here is that you need to reveal the key by breaking the first set to the right over here. Probably by jumping there and then jumping back. Once you get the key... Actually, no, maybe even jumping in midair or something. But you basically need a second jump that's going to go over to the left side platform. Let me think about this, because let's say we break it open like this. Then we can grab the key, but then I can't make anywhere near that jump. So I probably needed to be in mid-jump coming out of that, and then maybe as you fall, you hold left or something, and then that's how you manage to do that swap. Because normally, you know, when you swap, you cut momentum immediately, but what if you swap and swap while holding left or something? Then you can fall gracefully like that, and that's how to do it, I think, because you have to be kind of mid-jump. Ooh, that's not going to be good. But then you hold left. And if I just did that with slightly different timing, that would have made it, in fact. Yeah, because then you reveal it and hold left. Oh, a little bit early on that jump. Well, we can always shove him back up. Maybe. That's gonna be a little tricky. I think we might want to reset out of this one. Yeah, because we basically collapsed the third platform a little too early. Okay, so you swap and hold left. Nope, not far enough. Yeah, it needs to be at the peak of the jump while you unveil this. Okay, now we should be able to do the rest pretty simply. So yeah, some of this is mechanically insensitive. It's not just a low execution object puzzle. There is some platforming involved. Okay, let's take a look at this. We need to break everything open to get the key. To break it open, we need to drop the arrow into the first spot. But we'll eventually need to... Yeah, basically this gap here, I won't be able to cross it just by dropping the arrow into it or anything like that, because we do need the arrow to break number of the blocks as we go. There is going to be a particular order, so I can get Toodee onto the bottom left and jump through the area that is currently blocked by the keys, or the keyholes. So we're going to drop like this. Then we're going to reveal this now and go back. And then the problem here is that, yeah, no, it's going to disappear too soon. Yeah, I actually needed to swap before the second one broke. It's specifically there to basically constrict the timing a little bit. That's what this puzzle is trying to show me. That you grab a key now, and then you give yourself enough time to get Toodee in position like this. And then, after we reveal that, we get them both out. Okay, pretty smooth. Now you see two consecutive blocks that can drop. No reason not to grab this first key, I think. Oh, maybe there is. Because you need both keys in position. Followed by the crate. That's okay. No, I know how to do it. You need one of these to drop, for sure. In fact, let's test this out for a moment. In terms of jump height. Yeah, I need one additional tile to get on top, I think. I hope it's one, not two, but... yeah, we'll drop one of those. Because then we might need to create a second platform. Let's... yeah, we need to drop them at different times, so let's move this up. Because we need the first one to cross and the second one to not cross. Okay, good. That's what I want. So now we can't quite reach, but that's okay because that's what this one is not quite going to make it. I actually needed to stop this bottom one before it completed the drop. We need to measure this out so we have maybe 3 columns between them so the arrow drops partway. Alright, let's try it again. No reason not to get the keys right away, I think. I'm going to... oh, actually maybe, because if you grab this key first without having revealed the other one, then you get a platform to stand on, and then you get to drop the arrow on top of that. So, actually, yeah, that would be... it's not the solution I had in mind, but it would be mechanically a more graceful one, that you don't grab this key yet. But what you do is you can then drop this one on top of the key block before you've obtained the second key. And that will be a little easier to work with. And it'll be less execution heavy too, for this one to drop on top of the keys and land in a slot. Whoops, nope. My mistake. I don't want to pick that up. So what we'll do is we'll drop this one over here. Yeah, this way the interaction is no longer going to be time sensitive. However, I do need to grab the first key, don't I? Yeah. Okay. Because then you can go like this now. And then we can grab the second key like this. Push this in position, and now both will get across. So, yeah. Much less execution heavy than my previous method. So, that worked. Okay, that looks mildly bossy. Three-eyed, too. Hello. Don't you recognize an evil face when you see one? I think when you're from a top-down world, you're rather naive about these things. Have you seen a portal around here? There are no portals here, only me. Your journey ends here. I bet we need to drop the arrow block on top of him or something. Deal damage. We're gonna go now. You don't understand. We're trying to find a missing semicolon and fix the universe. Okay. I have no idea who I'm talking to. It is I, Ortaluk, and I'm the boss around here. Oh, why didn't you say so? I'm actually available for work right now. Don't know if he's hiring. And yeah, I guess Topdee is a recent immigrant. That's enough. You will not waste my time any longer. Okay, so I think you've got 3 skulls, so maybe he takes 3 hits or something. Where is... oh, no. Okay. I see. My other character is caged right now. And if I'm in invisible form, rather, I don't think I will get hit, right? Yeah. So I can just swap whenever I need to protect my character. If I'm in a position where it looks like I'm going to be hit. Okay, so now I need to get out of here before he stomps on me. It is also time sensitive, so let's maybe move around a bit. Yeah, I think we need to almost certainly drop this on top of him 3 times. I bet that's what it is. But we need to get him in a position first to do that. Yeah, there's one. Then we reset everything. So we just need to cycle through it. Oops, nope, I needed to. Okay, we're back to 2 skulls, so it actually preserves your first hit. So you don't need to do a complete reset. So we just swap whenever it looks like we're about to get hit. Okay, and then when we swap like that, he's going to go after me. And then we just try to land us on top of him. We'll bait him down below first, and then we swap. Good, everybody's back in position. Okay. And this double volley here is to make sure you understand the swap mechanic for defense. Okay, good. Then, let's see what we can do here. And we'll get him out into the open first, and then we'll move him. There we go. And he's down. We broke it. Yes, we did. Nice way to use this concept. Everything is pretty time sensitive though. We need to watch carefully. At last, I am back to my true self. You somehow managed to remove Toodee's corruption. By dropping blocks on your head. Well, I mean, that's how we usually do it. And exactly. Thank you so much. You're welcome. I am one of the 4 guardians meant to keep the universe safe. Okay, just 4 of them, and probably the to-do list is the final boss, I suppose. When to-do stole the semicolon, I have become corrupt. Instead of keeping the creations of Aleph safe, I try to harm them. Kinda sounds like an excuse, yeah. I'm very tired from all the corruption. Yeah, we would be too. Please, Guardian Orderlook, we just need a ride to the next portal. Removing my corruption, I guess I can teleport you to the next portal. Let's do it. Godspeed, heroes. May Aleph guide your path. Alright. Bye-bye. Jungle Kingdom. I feel like there's going to be some kind of Donkey Kong tribute in here. The pigs tell me, by the way, that we're finally going to run into some lethal enemies just regularly on the field as well. Because that's what the first tutorial was showing me. Doesn't seem like there are any optional objectives that we can see so far, by the way. It's just straight through so far. We don't know if that'll change later on. But it looks like we just played a puzzle straight through. That's alright, no ambiguity about 100% then. Is that a pig? Yes, it is. And we shouldn't touch it, I guess. Now, if you're in a deactivated state, then I think you're okay. Oh, and they walk like this, okay. But then they fall. And then you can just drop them like this, and then you trap them completely. And then, yeah, they do try to chase you. Interesting the way that enemy behavior gets swapped. And how it drops you into an initial state where you actually do get a chance to look at this before you interact with anything. Because... Now I wonder what happens if you drop them on spikes, whether they die or... I guess we'll find out. Yeah, they do. So we can basically lead them out. And over, and then just drop them. And clear them completely. Assuming there's no reason that we'd want to leave them alive. Now, I think it is just an easy exit from this point. So let's do it. And get out. Alright, next we have this very deadly looking bat. It does track you if you're in Topdee form, but then it goes back and forth, left and right, once you are in 2D form. And so basically we can move it out of the middle until it is well out of the way. And then fall in this way. Oh, whoops. Got rammed into right away. We do need to start running off immediately. And this basically shows you... except we no longer have a way to get back up now, do we? Unless there's something I can move. Because it did seem like we could touch the pigs from on top earlier when I was trying to do it. So then if we get Toodee down there, how do we get him back out? Not clear to me. Let's reset this one just in case we missed something. So we can't stand on top of these, right? Doesn't seem like it. And there's no particular reason why we need to leave the bridge intact, as far as I can tell. We can always kind of tug the pig back this way. Oh, you know what? I bet the pig can grab the key for me. I bet that's what it is. I think this is supposed to teach you that the pig can grab the key. Because it interacts with everything else. Yes, okay, great. Again, a very nice way to teach the player this. Very effective in terms of just closing off other possibilities and showing you how the interaction is going to work. We want to get up the staircase first and get our friend out of there. So this basically exists to show you that you should get out first. And then we'll switch over. I mean, you can also just do a series of jumps over the crates once you have unlocked this. It feels like there are potentially multiple solutions to this one. I think there are multiple solutions to this one. We'll just... Because solution one is just you go... Oh. Wait a minute. We didn't even need to unlock that. I was about to say solution one is... that you just create the bridge and then take Topdee over to grab the key and then just exit. But okay, we shortcut that even further, so works for me. Now notice that Topdee is caged in such a way that the only thing he's going to really achieve here is moving the pigs and tugging them back into the bottom corner. Let's see if we want to do that, because of course we can't have the pigs land on native platforms and eliminate them. Well, let's just scout this out. Notice that the pigs are also going to stop at the edge of the platform. They're not going to go over the void at any point. But it does mean that you can kind of resynchronize them a little bit. Anyway, that means that we should jump over and... well, once we grab the key, then we move the crate under Topdee. I think, yeah, we just need to actually do some platforming here. Oh, nope. Yeah, if they're desynchronized, then we need to resynchronize them using our friend in the bottom left to pull everybody back in position. Yeah, because we don't like the way their movement is going, then we just swap. Like this. And we just tug them back. Although they will have a little bit of back and forth. Whoops, nope. Missed that jump. I think that was an accidental up press, actually. That's what happens when you're playing on the Pro controller. You are going to have the accidental up from every now and then, and that is a bit of a liability here in some places if you're jumping too early with 2D because of that. But we just take you up like this. Oh, nope. Slipped. Okay. Let's do it again. I know exactly what it is I want to do here, is I want to drop on top of the key and then freeze. Puzzle-wise, this one's easy. We just need to execute it, drop on top of the key and freeze. And then we move the crate. And then the pigs are not going to be an issue, so... Move here. Jump. We're out. Okay, done. Next. We don't know what these platforms are. I don't know if they work like flumps or something, or... Oh, actually, it looks like they're activated by the button. Now, do you need to hold the button? Yes, you do. And presumably objects are going to fall on them eventually. What we're going to do is we're going to tug the pig over this way and get the pig to lift this up for me. And then we'll get the pig over here as well. Oop, hang on. Good. And that solves it. Basically just a tutorial segment for that kind of gate mechanism. And yeah, this is showing that the pig is activating the button back and forth, so it is going to be basically like beat block platforming based on the pig's movement. But at any point you can freeze the pig over here, although you can't move anywhere with Topdee just yet, so that's not actually helpful. So it is just timed platforming for now until it whoops. We can do this, come on. Alright, let's go back. Yeah, I'm just watching the beat, I'm not really watching the pig at this point. And then we drop in. Good. Right, that works. Now, the next thing we're going to do here is, whoops. Things just kind of happen without me here for a moment. Where is... Okay, Topdee's that way. He's going to attract pigs, I think. Oh, interestingly enough, that when you're in top-down form, it does, whoops, blink on and off on the button as well, depending on whether they're touching it on the wall, I guess. So that's kind of an important mechanic, potentially. What we can do is we can just drag everybody up. Oh, whoops, no. Didn't mean to continue my movement their way. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to drop the pig that way. And we can probably just stand on the other platform. We don't want Toodee to drop down into the pit, obviously. But what we can do is drop like this, and then drop over here as soon as we have a pig on top. Whoops. And then we can attract the pig back up, although we need to be careful about that because of the ones in the bottom left, so we'll just go over here perhaps and just... Oh, I see, it doesn't press the button at this point, so... But can you press it like this? Yes, you can, but that's a little bit dangerous. You don't need to do that, actually. What you can do is just stand here, but then that lets go. Okay, so we misunderstood something about it. We should actually drop a pig back on it. Drop a pig? Come on. Oh, are they stuck in a wall? Okay. Or you can just drop them this way. Okay, no, that works too. You just push against a wall and then that solves the problem. Yeah, you just need to push against a wall. So, pretty simple. Okay, let's see here. We know that we cannot swap yet, basically, because the pigs will crowd into... what's his name immediately? Topdee. So this is just going to be a platforming segment where until we grab the key, we can't actually swap. Not safely, anyway. But that's okay, because we know how to do everything from here. And at this point, he can just walk down. And then we'll jump like this. Whoa, that's going to be pretty thrilling here. As we move everybody around, we'll just wait for them to get out of the way, and then we'll move him over here and jump. Luca, I glitched those pigs? Yeah, pretty much. That's what we do with pigs, usually. You mean in the previous room? No, we just trapped it in a wall. Alright, this one... We don't have any movable objects, so we know that it's going to be Topdee getting the top middle key. But that's okay, because... actually, you know what? I bet we can get the bat to pick things up as well. If we drop the bat And yeah, that's what this room teaches you. Is that... Oh, no, except the bat can fly over, which is a rather important distinction here. Bats can fly over walls. But basically, as soon as bats are in this side-scroller form, the bats basically collapse onto the keys, and they pick them up for you. Yeah, I think they just got caught in the corner or something. I don't know if I glitched them. You're probably watching this more attentively than I am. So this is telling you that you can use the bat to maneuver over the wall, and you can just trap it like that. And then we'll need to go over like this, and then trap it again. And then we come down and trap it this way. Okay, and we're out. Okay, so more pigs to glitch out. We can basically hug the switch against the wall or drop the pig on top of the switch on the right side. But then if we drop on top of the switch is not really going to stay pressed. However, no, we need to do it that way. Drop it. Yeah, that's okay. It'll actually stay in position. But then we need to basically move the pig again to get it off the switch. Yeah, and we just move left and right over there, and then we'll do it kind of halfway. Drop. And then... Okay, there we go. You need to watch that pretty carefully. And then we just need to do one more series of drops, and I think we'll be okay. Drag you over. Alright, and then we grab the key, and then we're pretty much safe to go, I think. Wait, is there one more key I missed? I missed the other key. I didn't even look at that. Yeah, you kind of need to catch that one mid-jump. I think it's still salvageable if we catch it mid-jump. Nope, hang on. No, it's not salvageable. We need to reset. I just didn't even look at the key on the left side. Whoops. Yeah, so it is a game that is going to have a certain amount of SD locking, because sometimes you do need to assess whether you're going to be able to continue. I think to a certain extent that's going to be... Oh, whoops. Didn't swap fast enough. Just a consequence of the core design. Okay, and then we move out this way. Good. The pig is going to have the red Koopa Troopa movement, basically. Okay, let's move out this way. Move this way. Yeah, then we basically need to jump and then do a double swap in the middle. This will be a little bit execution sensitive, I think. That doesn't quite work. That's not going to quite work. No, however, you can jump like this and then freeze. Okay, that works. That's how to do it. So it was salvageable previously, we just didn't do it right. Drop the pig. And then now we open the gate. You just noticed they're two-legged pigs. I actually didn't notice that either, Deathmans. So I guess that makes sense in its own little way. Okay, this is going to open gates as we go. I think we're going to use that to move pigs, and we're going to escort the pig over to the key. Notice that this switch is also active. Now, you can't press that switch unless you're pushing directly into the wall with it. So we're going to drag it this way. And then, yeah, we need to swap the... Whoops, no, we can't do it that way. Yeah, we need to pay close attention to which state we're in when we're pressing switches. So what I was trying to explain is that you can push the switch by pushing against a wall like this, but as soon as you swap, you let up the pressure, and then that no longer activates. Now, what happens if we... Yeah, that's true when you swap as well, like this. That's when the character is not active, the character cannot press the switch. That's the important principle to keep in mind over here, as we determine who is moving what. Okay, and then, yeah, because we can move the pig over at this point like this, we basically have to do that to move it over spikes. And then we trap it again. Then it will not go over the gap, so we need to drop it like this. And then we move it over. And then we drop it. Okay. And then this switch no longer affects anything, so let's move it over this way. And then we're going to attract it up like this. And then we drop it on top of the key. Okay, done. Yes, no problems getting our companion down. Alright, that's done. Next. So yeah, as soon as you switch into top-down mode, the bat is going to fly over walls. The bat would also be able to grab the key, but we need to position fairly accurately to do that. And then afterwards, we need to get the bat out of the way, basically, so we can get the crate in position to get Toodee out of there. Okay, whoa. Let's just get you way out of the way. I'll just try to outrun, in fact. Picking out the block doesn't cut momentum or anything like that, so we just want to trap the bats in an area where it won't cause a disturbance. And then we need to drop the crates down below when we can to create a platform. It's a little bit risky. Oh, a little too close here. Hang on, let's try to move it down like this. Petering over. And then we just move it down. Go around. There we go. No problem. Okay, so once again, because of the pig, we are not allowed to swap until we have collected all keys. So again, this looks like it's kind of more like a platforming segment, although it's one where we'll need to maneuver the mats as well, perhaps. We just have to break the platforms in a certain sequence. But we're basically not allowed to swap, so. Okay, there we go. I feel like we should not break this one open. Yeah, actually we should, because otherwise we won't be able to go down towards it. Whoops, nope, that was an accidental swap. Just hit the wrong button. Let's try it again. And then, yeah, we'll let the bat go over. And then we'll drop this way. We'll just collect all keys and be done with it. Okay, so the pig's out of the way, which is good. And we're going to be attracting lots of bats. All over the place. That's okay, we'll let everybody fly out of the way and then we'll get out. Done. Okay, so what are we doing now? Let's see. The switch. Where's the switch? Bottom right is the only button that I see. And we'll need to basically guide the pig. And then guide him. Yeah, here's the problem, is that I need to fish him out now. So I feel like I can't actually do that. I can't grab that key with a pig just yet. It probably has to be last, in fact, after we've grabbed the top key. So we want to leave that switch in place, in fact. And then drop this. Let the pig, whoops, not get stuck. And then walk it off this way. And then attract it this way. And then we need to be careful here so we don't drop the pig on top of ourselves. And then we lead the pig back after that. Because then the second key is going to open up for the crate to get me across. Thinking about that. Whether the crate actually is the way I want to get across. I don't think it is, in fact. Let's get the pig back in position then. There we go. Back across the gates. And then... yeah, that's a bit of a problem actually as well. So maybe we need to figure out how to properly... You know, I needed the pig to hit the switch. That's what it is. The pig needs to walk on the switch. That's absolutely what it is. Yeah. Is that still salvageable then? Yes, it... It should be, because basically I can platform up there and grab the key in the slot using Toodee. Hang on. Whoops, killed the pig. Okay, let's redo it. No, I see how to do it now. I do see how to do it. The middle key is actually something you're supposed to grab with Toodee, the blue guy here. The pig is supposed to grab the key and then drop on top of the switch, and then you have a time switch that is activated by the pig. So let's drag it over. Then drag it over this way. And then... oh, nope. Just let it walk over. Hang on, no, we actually wanted to let it walk over this way and drop it first. Then trap it, move it over, trap it again. Again, we need to be pretty careful here with the drop because we're going to move out of the way. Oh, we do need to drop it though. Okay, and now we platform out of here. Okay, that's fine. That's good. Luckily, the crate is not in a position where it's just going to drop straight down. It was caught in the corner there, otherwise... Actually, no, the crates don't drop anyway. The crates do get suspended in midair. And I think at this point I'm okay, because we can... whoop. Hang on. I was almost okay. Let's go over here and freeze. And then we go over here and get out. Alright, done. Next. Notice that there's a little pit in the bottom middle too. We have lots of keys to deal with. And some of them are definitely going to be done with pig movement. Now, the only thing that is affected by this switch is the bottom right pig. So maybe we should let that exit the gate first. The only way to collect the case, rather to collect the keys that are inside the central box is using the bats as well, and so we'll have to position them accordingly. Let's move this pig road first. And then, yeah, we trap both bats in, they'll grab both keys. Then we want to keep the Toodee in the top middle, because if he drops, there's no way for him to go up. But then the question... no, we actually want to drop him by one slot maybe, and then jump up. Because I'm thinking about how to get the pig up into the top right key, because that one is actually the one that's likely to be a bit of an issue. Let me think about this for a moment. Yeah, because we're going to be attracting pets like crazy, so... Whoops. Okay, basically we can open it up this way. Okay, actually all the keys are collected, so we're fine. We just need to dive in this way. There we go. Alright, let's watch out. There is a pig that's just wandering around down here, and we don't want to deal with it yet. What it is it's going to be just grabbing all 3 keys. We just need to make sure we don't drop the pig rather, on our ally whenever we're repositioning. Okay, now we use the box to get Topdee out of there. Yeah. We'll just make sure you're way out of the way. And then... hang on. And then, are we close enough? We are not. Yeah, that was a bit of a range issue there. Whoops. Yeah, no, that was slightly out of range of the circle. Otherwise, we did in fact have the correct solution. Yeah, this is more of an execution-based room than really a puzzle one. But it's pretty clear what to do, it's just that you do need to make sure you get the appropriate timings for the swaps and not mix up your buttons too much, because there is definitely quite a bit of room for muscle memory errors as you go. You have to be very careful not to drop on your ally. Let's move him over here. Let's get him well out of the way. Just let him walk all the way to the left. And... up. Okay, that should be good. A little more accurate that time. Okay. Oh no, a dead end. Possibly a boss room? We'll see. At least there's no boss inside, or so we think. There's a boss inside. Who is brave enough, no, stupid enough to enter my jungle kingdom? So my name is Topdee, and this over here is Toodee. Pleasure to meet you. King Yumbrosi. What are you even supposed to be? Some kind of a monkey? Yeah, he's kind of like a mutant Donkey Kong or something. Doesn't know which dimension he wants to be in. So yeah, there will be some time-sensitive use of the switching mechanisms in this one, I guess. Look who's talking. What are you, a blue bunny with 3 ears? I guess he kind of is, isn't he? Didn't really even notice the 3 points on his head until this point. I'm taking over this jungle after challenging the previous ruler, but that coward pig ran away. That's a very interesting story. I love how Topdee just has this incredibly upbeat attitude to everything. We'd love to hear all about it later, but we're trying to find a portal. No one interrupts King Yumbrosi. Okay, so 3 hits on him. Let's figure out his pattern. Oh, yeah, he does a shockwave. We'll just need to jump over it. Oh. Oh, and he jumps on a button and that switches. That's okay. We know that if we're ever potentially in trouble... Well, let's see how we're actually going to hit him, I think. I think we just need to get him to drop on top of spikes, maybe. By getting him to be baited on top of these positions. Oh, shockwave goes round and round. No, I'm not having a hard time. I'm still reading the level. Don't bother me with hints. Never bother me with hints. Yeah, we just need to watch this carefully because we need to swap basically, and we need to be aware of the fact that shockwaves that are out are going to radiate in 2D form as well. But currently I don't know how we're supposed to hit him until perhaps there's an interaction that will... Whoops. Yeah, we can't just swap when shockwaves are out too. That's going to be a problem. I think we need to drop him on top of spikes. Yeah, we do need to watch the shockwave positioning. It is very time sensitive. Okay. Let's see here. I think we need to... Yeah, I think I know how to do it. We need to get him to try to stomp on Topdee's position. And Topdee needs to be positioned over to Cat. When he tries to stomp in Topdee's position in the top-down form, then we make sure that Toodee is on the switch, and we drop him into the pit in side-scrolling form. So I know how to do it, but the execution is going to take a little bit of confusion to sort out first, because dodging the shockwaves is not easy. So, we actually want to switch to... Oh, no. Yeah, because switching around to shockwaves is actually maybe the hardest thing here. Because the way the shockwaves transform is not necessarily clear to me. Oh, no, and he's going to go for that position. I want him to go for the top position here in the middle. Because then we just hit the switch after that. I think I know how to do it. We just need to spread out a bit. And I need to watch out for this position. Yeah, I think we need to just... Yeah, the shockwave switching is actually the most difficult thing here. Nope. I didn't want to swap there. Yeah. Figuring out the shockwave distance is not simple. I think I need to spread out my characters a bit more. Because if I don't spread out, then we're going to have a great deal of trouble actually getting in position. Because there's just not enough distance between the two. So we'll figure this out. Yeah, it's just not enough distance between the two. I know exactly what it is I'm trying to do here, I just can't get him to get in position yet. Maybe if you drop like that. No. No, basically we need a situation where Toodee is on top of the switch and ready to go. But then I can't get hit by the shockwave. Like basically I need to spread them out enough that switching between the two characters is how I dodge the shockwaves. You do have to keep pretty good track of who's active at any given time. Yeah, because otherwise you swap too early and you get into positions like that. Ideally I want to be on either side of him. Nope, because otherwise, once again, you get into situations like that. Yeah, I'm trying to get him into the middle. Or maybe, because he's going to track my position here, maybe I need to get him to jump. Oh no, if he jumps on the switch, then I die. Okay, hang on. Nope, this is going to be a problem. I think he needs to be mid-jump, and you drop him in the middle of a jump when you're in top-down form. It's got to be it. He's never going to land in the right position for me, so we have to get him mid-jump and do like a double swap or something. Like when he's in the middle of the jump, we double swap. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, well, we're not dropping him early enough to do that. Oh, no, hang on. Let's try to figure this out. I don't understand his pattern well enough yet, but as you can see, if you're way out of range, then he doesn't quite hit you. He does hit you if you're across the screen like that in 2D form. That seems like unlimited range. So we just need to read this attack properly here. Because we'll need to do this pattern consistently, of course. Even though it does seem like the damage on a boss is preserved between devs. I'm just trying to position him right now, and it's a little unclear how to do that, because he's not really jumping into the place I want. Maybe I just need to dodge him for a few cycles, and after I dodge him for a few cycles, he gets into the position I want. Okay. Basically, I'm trying to see. Yeah, he's going to go like... oh, okay. Punch like that. Okay, and then we get him to drop... No, yes, okay, we get him into that maneuver. And then... oh. Yeah, we want to get him to try to drop on top of Topdee, and right before he hits, we drop him down below. That's what it is. So, yeah, it's going to be a dodging phase first. That's what we didn't get, is that, like, he's never going to get into a damageable position in phase 1 here when we're simply trying to dodge. And we'll just need to dodge, dodge, dodge until he's ready to do the next part of the pattern. Yeah, so he's going to get in there, swap, and we'll try to get him to drop on top. Oh, no, I was trying to swap and I was too late. But I feel like I need to swap in that state when he's starting to spin, and hopefully he doesn't reposition at that point. Okay. Oh, oops. Same button. That's okay. We'll get it. At least I know what the second part of the pattern is like now, and that's going to be a little bit easier to visualize. Let's let him jump over. Okay. Let's get him to start spinning, and then hopefully... Yes, that's right. Once he starts spinning, then that's the right time to drop on him. And that's going to be 1 point of damage, and then of course we get hit, but then it preserves the hit you previously did. So you do get checkpointed after every hit on the boss, so you just need to do it 3 times, and it's more or less the same pattern. I think that's an adjustable difficulty setting, actually, that you can turn off the mid-boss checkpoints if you really want to challenge yourself to do it that way, but... Oh, whoops. Okay, let's just position ourselves properly now. Yeah. Flash means that he's going to jump. Okay, now we do the same thing. And we get him to spin on top of my ally. Pardon me. Spin on top of my ally. And then... okay, that's 2 hits. And then we just need to... Oh, no. Now, he's going to change up his pattern a little bit here. And yeah, there is the shockwave when he lands, so we need to adjust around that. That's okay, we just stand out of the way for this one. We'll just try to get him to spin on top of me. Nope. He's going to do the jump. So he's going to change up the pattern a little bit, and the shockwave in 2D form is the thing I'm kind of concerned about right now. Because I basically need to get him to reposition. And am I safe there? Yes. Well, just stay in this position until we have a reason not to. Yeah, we basically have to outrun the stop, though, until he's ready to do the spin on top of Topdee. So. Just need to make an adjustment here until we figure out what his attack pattern is going to be. The radial shockwave can be outranged, but until we do it, we basically have to stay way out of the way. Oh, whoops, you can't touch the arms either when you're in top-down form. Yeah, I don't know if he's going to stomp on me in the same way, and so if he doesn't, we'll need to change up how we're doing things here. Yeah, so currently oh, spin? Oh, no. That was actually correct. It was just that we need to get him to start. Oh, no, spin. Spin over here, come on. Start the spinning animation. And then drop. There we go. Alright, that took a lot of deaths, but it's happening again. Yeah, it's mostly visualizing what the shockwave was going to do to you if you swap while it's out. That was something we really needed to understand, and that we could outrun its maximum range while we just camped out in Topdee form. Luke, is that you? No, that's one of the other Guardians. I'm Yumbrosi. We're nothing alike. How can you even think that we're the same? I seriously don't see any difference. Our symbol is all different, and my skin is a lot nicer. I did notice the symbol was different, incidentally. Aleph got tired of designing new characters, yeah. Ran out of budget there. Particularly without the semicolon to hold things steady. Anyway, thank you for removing my corruption. We're very seasoned professionals at this point. Usually to send us to the next portal, that would be great. That's what Orderlook did? What a hack. Great, so can you send us to the semicolon instead? I think that's maybe not being entirely honest. First the corruption thing, then fighting you. Those spikes were pretty sharp. Come back in a few weeks. I think we'd like to get to World 3, or Chapter 3 rather, immediately. So, let's go on. So rude. Okay, so the Bat and Pig chapter is done. Let's see. Element Temple. Looks like we have some interactions between fire and ice coming, perhaps. Yeah, chapter 3 out of 5. So it looks like 4 Guardians plus a final segment, so who knows how far we'll get today, depending on how much more complex the levels get. Okay, let's do it and see what this is all about. Where are we? Seems like some sort of a temple. Wow, 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 wow. Glitch, you gotta stop it with the jump scares. Sorry. I didn't see you in a long time. I came to check on you. What is this place? It's the Temple of the Elements. It used to be 2 separate temples, the Water Temple and the Fire Temple, but now it's Freeze Flame Galaxy, apparently. I guess they merged together because of the missing semicolon. Yeah, so we'll see how the mechanics are manipulated by switching between 2 forms. Yeah, the jungle used to be one for pigs and one for bats. Everything's colliding. And collapsing into one. Don't worry about it too much, it's just a game. Good advice. What do you mean, a game? Never mind, just a game that has glitches like to play. I mean, I guess this game is literally about breaking the 4th wall. It's just that the exact position of the 4th wall is defined a little differently at a given point in time. I gotta go now. See you later. Anyway, that was weird. Let's see what the temple is going to do to me. I guess there will be some elemental interactions that we need to be aware of, and it will teach me what is or isn't safe. Can I land in water? Yes, you can swim. That seems really important. Drop that. Presumably we can just pick this one up safely, and then we'll eventually just drop the crate into the slot. We will need one of these crates, if not both. Now what happens if I walk into water? Okay, the water actually works as a wall if you are in Topdee form. We're actually going to fish both crates out of here. Is how it's going to work. It's going to be a bit of a swamp. Because that way, yeah, we do need to get into this form to get him out. Problem is, yeah, we need to do a little bit of pre-positioning here, basically, in order to have one crate available here that will get me across in Topdee form. Either that or we just... Let me think about this. What do we put a crate... Yeah, it kind of needs to be in the middle position so you can jump back out, but then that means that we are only at one crate remaining, which is going to be too few. I feel like we broke too many platforms too early, perhaps. Because at some point you're going to need one crate here for Topdee to cross. If you grab that key, you need one crate down below to get back out. That's okay, because the remaining crate is movable. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm overthinking it. This crate you can just fish back out once you're done. Like, you just come back here, and then move up by one slot if you could. And then we just use remaining crate to cross. So it's basically just what... Whoops, my mistake, just slipped off of that. Yeah, no, this is simple. But it's mostly there to show you the swimming interaction. Okay. And then we can pretty much drop immediately at this point, so we'll get back out there in a moment, though. Let's move this down here. And just kind of soak about our way out. And we'll position this a little higher this time. Drop in, and then this is pretty straightforward at this point. We grab the key, we drop the crate, we get out. And drop. Hold up. Okay. And once again, some water. So there will be a certain order to the keys in order to make sure that Toodee is able to get out of the bottom left before the remaining keys have been removed. So the way we're going to do it is that we're going to grab the other two first, but that means that we have to create the platform to jump on. Oh, and the water fills like that. Okay, and there's a sinkhole. So if you're covered like that... Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, this is a very subtle mechanic. I didn't even notice the drain until we did it like this. Didn't even think to look at the drain. So this was a bit of a surprise. But it just means that we can release it this way. I wonder what happens if you block the drain. I have to see this. What happens if you block the drain? Then, yeah, if you block the drain and nothing comes in. Yeah, that's why we couldn't see the drain at first, is because the block was in this initial position, and it's only once you move it out that you have it work as a drain. And so it actually is disguised at the beginning of the level as you are proceeding through it. And yeah, it fills up to that level. I guess it fills up to the point that it covers itself. I'm actually not exactly sure what determines the water level that it's going to fill, and I'm sure that's something we'll learn more systematically as we go. And possibly that is also what's going to prevent fire from being so much of an issue. So let's get ourselves in position over here first. Now let's move this and see if it's a drain. No, it's not a drain. But you have 2 blocks here. I feel like crates are going to burn if you put them over. Also, you can't pick up these heavy ones. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this is showing you a distinction. Oh, no. But if you're in side-scroller form, perhaps it stops it. It does not, because I'm a block off. Yeah, I couldn't quite see which block I was on, but... of course, we'll need to make sure that once we release the keys that we're not in trouble over here. But I would assume that the fire does burn boxes if you're not careful, so... Let's move this down 1. And then we'll jump and we'll move this up again. You know what? No, I don't need to do that. I can just run up and get it. What am I doing? Yeah. Always trying to do things the long way. Okay, so... do we see any drainage and ways to block things off? No, just lots of blocks. And... yeah, you can't pick these up. They're only pushable. So we'll just need to find the appropriate push pattern to get things to stop. So it is literally just a Silk-O-Man style block puzzle, I think, where you kind of move things from the outside in. Like that. And then you'll probably want this remaining block to do something for you on the right side, so... And either one of you can grab that key, so that's not going to be an issue. And then we do the same kind of stepwise pattern here. Oh, whoops, no, my mistake. I messed that up. You have to, of course, do the outside first. In both sides. And then same over here. Outside first. And then just push in. And then we'll just pick them up the easy way instead of trying to jump through single tiles. Okay, so now we have lasers. And of course we do. Lasers don't seem to change very much here, but we are going to have to deal with the drop block up there. I think we just need to basically do a lot of pausing as we switch the drop block down. It's going to be the key first, and then we do a lot of repositioning after that. Has to be the key first, there's nothing else we can do. Okay, and then we just swap as we go. Okay, and then we just swap. And then we'll need to drop it and move it. Yeah, and basically keep landing in a position as we go. Let's just jump. Oh, nope. No, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. That's going to be a problem, actually. Accidentally swapped there. Yeah. You can have lots of muscle memory issues in a game like this one. Nope. Oh, no, we messed it up. Alright, let's do it again. Down. Down. Yeah, the timing can be a little tricky because of a change of perspective. You know what? Why don't we just drop it like... Oh, no. We needed to stop it one block from the bottom. That was the obvious thing to do, stop it one block from the bottom. But we'd actually need to drop it in the middle then. That's the low execution way to do it. Drop it in the middle where it's going to be held up by one block. So why don't we just drop it in the middle in the first place and then not worry so much about things pushing back and forth. Okay, drop it all the way down. And then now we just swap. Yeah, might as well do things the easy way, execution-wise. Notice that there are going to be two drains here. Once again, I don't know how high to go, whether it just goes one tile above or... Ah, okay. Okay, so the initial level is basically showing you how high it's going to fill. Alright, that's going to be important. Now, how am I doing for jumping out of this? You can kind of skim on top by the looks of it. Or not, I guess. Yeah, you are a little constricted in terms of jumping out of water, as you would expect. So we'll just need to move a block there, eventually. As usual with jumping out of water, it's not the most convenient thing. Yeah, so you can do actually a little bit of a single skip there, as you can see, just bounce your way across. Actually, you can just kind of skip across like a stone, almost. Let's see if I can show that off mechanically. Not really. There is a little skip that you do as you come out, though. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see how we can get that key. What if we block this drain? Then will it raise the water level on the right side? Yes, it will. And actually, I want to see something here in terms of tile volume. So notice this, that we have a certain number of tiles. I want to see if it's like totally additive or what. I'm just going to count here. Well, actually, maybe not. Like I don't think it adds that exact amount of tiles. It actually adds that amount of rows. It adds rows, not tiles. Had to figure out how the fluid mechanics work here. So yeah, when you block that side, it raises the other side by 3 because it just counts the number of rows. Alright. And then that will allow you to swim across and grab the key. And then you get out. Yeah, just needed to understand it. So this is going to be a drain blocking puzzle. And we'll just need to figure out what's going to block what. Let's... First of all, yeah, and initially, or rather eventually, you'll need to have both crates available, so let's drop this thing. Crates as usual are unaffected. And the water does cut off the drain. Everything here is going to be 3 tiles, and then so when you have 2 drains blocked, then the one remaining one is going to cover all the way to the top, which makes sense. So, for instance, when you cover 1... Now, then how many tiles do the other 2 get raised by? Do they both get raised by 3? They do. Just figuring out what the logic is. So for every one that you block, the fluid level rises by 3. In total, across the entire layout. So what I can do now is I can swim, but then I would need to block a second one to get out, right? So let's say, what happens if we swap while I'm in the water like this? Then you wind up in that position, okay. And there is an initial time that it takes to fill, so you can't just... Yeah, because that would just kill you. Alright, that's okay, just learning the mechanics right now, so... We expect a few mishaps along the way. So, we know that if we block 2 at any given point... Well, this one obviously has to be last, because we're in actually a position now where we would need to raise... Or rather, we need to block the other 2 blocks in order to get this one back out of position, so... you block 2, then you are able to get in and out. Hang on, let's block 2. We know this is going to be a very easily reversible step, so it makes sense to go for this key first. Then what we can do is we only need to block 1 for the other one to go. The reason I say that is because then you can use the other block as a platform. Let's raise this first. Lower it a little bit like this. And then the idea is that you can get back out pretty easily after unlocking. And then you have 2 crates that are available to create a bridge. Let's do that. And we'll be out of here. Okay. Except, oh, no. Yes, okay, I can reach. I almost forgot about the reach on the platforming there at the end. Lightning, well, that looks like... And lightning clouds, too. It looks like something we're not allowed to touch, for sure. But that's in side-scrolling mode. I wonder if this is something that is kind of timing dependent, where you can actually walk through while it's just raining. I'm going to try it to see if I understand it. Or is it never safe? It's never safe. Even when it just looks like raindrops, you're just not allowed to run through that column. Now, if you have the lightning block, it charges. But if it charges, that means you can't push through it. And I can't touch it in either form. And oh, no, I see, because the clouds get cut off by the platform here. Yes, okay. I understand that. So it's showing you how the clouds work. In that if you are in top-down form, lightning goes straight down. If you are in side-scrolling form, lightning goes straight down relative to the vertical axis rather than the orthogonal one. So I need a better terminology for everything I'm doing here. But if you lift this block, then you can drop that, but then... Oh, that's interesting. That if you are holding it, then you can walk through just fine because it grounds the lightning. So it actually works as a ground. That's what it is. So let's say you put it down here. Then yeah, then it works as a grounding mechanism. And then what's it trying to show me about the vertical block then? I don't know what it's trying to show me with a vertical block because we're not using it. So maybe it's trying to teach me something about that, but I don't see it. And that might affect something here. It's probably... Yeah, I feel like I didn't actually properly learn that mechanic, but you're probably not supposed to do that because everything falls in and you... Oh, yeah, maybe you are, because then you are able to grab this and then you can cross. Now, if you're able to cross, you can drop this. The problem is that once you unlock the middle there, you're going to have some issues. But what you can do is you can carry and push at the same time. I think this is... Oh, no, you can't, because the block will get destroyed. So you can't just do that. But what you could do is... Oh, not set it down, obviously, because you would die. So let's figure out what the valid first move is going to be. I think we're actually going to block everything from dropping. And then that way we can use some of these blocks before we get them too far out of the way. Oh. Dropped right through, I didn't expect that. Alright, let's lift it. Maybe create a bridge over here. Because we can still walk the lightning block across afterwards, but we kind of want to push this into position. So we can push it in the middle and then fish one block back out. Like that. Except now we don't have a good way to walk the lightning block across, do we? Yes, we do, because we can use it to... Okay, no, I think I know how to do it. Except I dropped that block too far, so let's redo it. Yeah, we do want one of these to be a drop block, because then... Oh, or maybe not. Well, it kind of has to be, because they're not destroyed by lightning. That's what the previous room was showing me. The only thing it was showing me was that the arrow blocks don't get destroyed by lightning the way that the crates do. That's a very important little detail here. Okay, let's drop this. And then let's get these out of the way in case we need them. Basically. And yeah, we will need to get the lightning block to ground things in a moment, but let me think about this. So we know how to shove this into the middle position, but then it does a straight drop, and I wonder if we want that. What we can do is we can grab the lightning block, and then we can use the lightning block to basically shove this in position. And shove everything in position, actually. But to pick up the lightning block, we need to spend 3 blocks to begin with. We need to drop this as well. Basically, if we do something like this... Oh, I see. We would need to put it there with an arrow block. And... yeah, we need to get the lightning block afterwards to push everything accordingly. Yeah, because now we can't actually obtain the lightning block. That's the issue. So... we can make a bridging mechanism, grab the key first, and then... yeah, we need something to block the lightning from going down the bottom middle, and that something has to be the lightning block, I'm pretty sure. But we can use arrow block plus lightning block to push that into place, and then do a swap. Which tells me that this should still be correct. So, we'll just get one out of the way here. We'll get this out of the way here. We'll drop these. Put this one here, grab the lightning block. Then we can walk across and get the key. How do we get the key? With pushing this while holding this. I wonder actually if I'm supposed to just jump up there with Toodee instead. I kind of feel like I should, in fact. So we place the lightning block so it doesn't drop, but then... oh, no, that was a mistake. No, because we need to get the key in the first place. So we need to get the key using Topdee, because Toodee can't actually go anywhere until you've done that. So we made a mistake. So the question is which crate we drop on the way to get the key, because that would leave me with 1 block available when I get the key, which... oh, you know what? But then I can just stand, can't I? And... just trying to figure out how to position myself. I think we definitely need to trade positions over here. And then... yeah, let's just move this stuff. of the way for a moment. We absolutely need to get lightning blocks, so there's no way around that. Then crate over here. Grab this. Now we can go across. I feel like it has to be the arrow block that creates the bridge, because we need the lightning block in order to continue to traverse. Problem is, if we're switching back and forth, we have a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's do the push. Because I can see that this method is going to run into an issue. In that you're going to have the lightning come down over here. So the question is how we prevent that, right? Because if you're standing here, you can't realistically block it unless you have a different way to push. However, what you can do is you can come down here. That's how to do it. Actually, that was a simple thing that I've missed. Just move it down here instead of worrying about it up top. Yeah, that was actually really simple. We just didn't really visualize the bottom middle in the correct way until very late. I was promised this was a fire and ice temple, or fire and water temple rather, and instead we got lightning everywhere. So, close enough. Button here is in the bottom left. We have a couple of lightning grounding blocks. So yeah, as long as you're holding lightning blocks, then you're able to walk safely. So, Topdee is also able to access the wooden crate right now if you wanted, but you need 2 blocks in order to make it over to the lightning blocks, unless we do some jumping magic over here. Hang on, move down. We don't want to grab the key yet until I am sure I know what I'm doing. The reason is because we might need to get somebody across here first before we grab that. We will probably need to get Toodee across, in fact, before we do anything. Okay. Anyway, let's swap over. And then drop down below, and it's probably not going to be it, in fact. Because if you drop down here in the middle and then grab a lightning block, that doesn't do it. You need 2 blocks no matter what. I feel like the crate has to be below the arrow block, but the problem that we're encountering right now is that we basically need a single lightning block. Actually, I think you can carry... Basically, if you go down here like this, you get zapped, so you can't do that. But maybe if you grab the key now, I mean, yeah, if you grab the key, you actually open up the passage to go to the red block down there, so. But we want to be careful about who's grabbing the key. Because now you have access. And that's okay, because, whoops, no, I didn't want to drop it that far. I wanted to drop it part way. Let's reset. Yeah, no, I see it, I see it. Alright, let's grab this. Get over here. And then once you hit the switch, I'm going to... Whoops. Oh, yeah, no, that was just a mistaken input. I think I just walked into the lightning. When you're switching between characters rapidly, it can be very easy for muscle memory to throw you off and movement to get a little bit confused, but yeah, we can do this. Let's not hold left into this when we swap over. Yeah, no, I just hit the wrong button because I hit swap when I meant to drop. What we should do is drop the crate this way so we don't have a time-sensitive element here when you drop. And then that way, you can get this out of the way. Then we have 2 blocks here that are available, and that will allow me to fish out all of the lightning blocks and create a bridging mechanism. Yeah, because we just block off the lightning completely. And let's be careful here, because we will need a bit of a time-sensitive drop on this guy, unless we just push him. We can just push him. Push. And then we probably just drop all three, and then make a bridge after that. Okay, so now we walk across, and now we create a... Or we just walk across, actually. We don't need to do anything in the middle left there. Alright, so now we have a switching mechanism that is activated by the pig. Is going to give me a timer switch for platforming. Right now, Topdee is not able to interact with anything, so this is actually just timed platforming. Okay. And then we'll just jump over. And then I'll need to move the... Oh yeah, you're able to interact with one thing, which is this. But then you just use this to block... well, whoops, my mistake. I thought I was one tile higher than I actually was, so... Yeah, the perspective does make some things a little difficult to read sometimes. Because what we'll do is we'll trade this to 2 blocks. And using 2 blocks when we just block everything else. And then we just need to be careful with timing after that. Oh, whoops, that was a mistake. I pushed it too far and now I can't fix it. Okay, that's a reset. Pushed it too close to the wall. Alright, let's move. Move this a little further along this way, and then we'll hopefully not run into quite so many issues. Then we just need to block both of these, I think. Oh, except... Yeah, no. I've got really bad position on. I needed to get Toodee out of the way first and jump onto the middle column before I did all of that. So let's do all of that again. Oh, whoops, no, missed. Let's reset. And just watch the timing here. Okay, this is where I want to be. Now we trade this out. Move both of these over and start blocking. Yeah, as long as you're in Topdee form, then the pig remains in position. After that, though, it's going to be a timing element, and we'll do a little interaction here that's straight out of Quickman's stage, I think, in Mega Man 2. We just drop through all the beams. Okay, so this is going to be a drainage level. And then we just need to figure out how to block one at a time to get the drain to happen accordingly. Now, the thing is, can I just stand on top of the drain? No, you can't. But I can kind of jump out, maybe, and then... But you would need to get the key first in order to go for the crate. But this is going to be something new that I don't know yet. Because key needs to go before the crate, but then how do you get to the key? It doesn't seem like I can just, you know, block in person or something. Yes, I can, actually. Let me see if I can do any kind of jump here. Not really, because jumping out of water is, as usual, not going to be great. Yeah, you can't just stand on it. Notice that you got 2 firing on either side here, 1 firing on this side here. Well, I mean, you need to block one of these trains in order to raise it far enough to get out in the first place. Standing on top is not going to work, obviously. Oops, didn't mean to tap that. Okay, this is something new that I don't know then. Unless perhaps... there's maybe a bit of a delay while it drains. I don't think that's going to be the thing to exploit though. This is interesting. This room is trying to teach me something that I don't know. In terms of how the drain blockage can actually happen. Because you're switching to 2D here. Yeah, if you try to jump out, you're going to be in a very bad time. Because if you switch, it's gradual like that. So that blocks, but then how is the key actually reachable this way? Jump out of midair and then swap? I don't know that that would do anything for me. I really feel like it was supposed to be, you know, trying to block with one character, but then of course that character turns into something immaterial that's unable to impose any force once you swap to the other side. So I have to think about this for a moment. Clearly can't jump out of here yet. That drains. What is this room? Where else can I stand? I actually don't see it. There's some kind of basic mechanic it's trying to tell me. You think you see the solution? Yeah. Yeah, welcome again, St. JTB. Because you need the key in order to get the crate. You need a crate in order to block the drain. It seems like the character can't block the drain. And it might be something to do with how... Well, let's see. I was thinking about it might be something to do with how the water kind of fills up to the surface if you're thinking about it in the top-down view, but I don't see how that's helpful. You know that blocking the drain in either direction is going to raise this by 3. Maybe, yeah, it looks like priority-wise there's maybe a way to grab the crate in advance that I'm not seeing, but it would have to be... Maybe it is something time sensitive. Yeah, it is time sensitive. Where there is a little bit of a delay, as you can see. So now we have the key, yeah. But then we need to get out of here. And so there is actually a little bit of a delay when you can safely traverse. Yeah, okay, that's what it's teaching me. Yeah, this whole room basically exists to teach me that there's a bit of an exploitable delay that we can make use of. It's really just a tutorial room for that mechanic and that mechanic alone. That there is a safe zone for a moment. You really kind of need to press the direction you want to go in as you're swapping, though, in order to make it through like that. Yeah, again, I find that this game has been pretty good about teaching mechanics using level design. It's been clearly very well tested in that respect. Okay. So now this is going to be a series of... Whoops, no, we don't want to pick it up, we just want to push it. And then we want to basically drop it accordingly. I pushed it too far, I didn't want to push it that far. We want to push it into this middle position here. And then we want to drop it here so we can continue pushing it after the fact. Now the problem is that... Oh, we need to push this too, that's the thing. And you know, we can just do it like that. Because then we're actually able to switch characters. Take them down. And then it's going to be push right and push after that. Let's figure this out. I actually should have used this as a platform. Move them across. That's going to get me into trouble now, actually. That's not the right move. Yeah, that's not the right move. Because of the falling speed there. Yep, okay. So we know that's going to fall. We know that as soon as that falls, we're going to run into some potential issues. The second one, oh, you know what? We can brace it like this and let gravity do its job. And then sneak down, and then... The problem with that, of course, is... that I'm kind of on the wrong side for this. Let's see this here. Yeah, because I want this block to be reusable, basically. And for that to be reusable, I have to put it in a position where I can continue to move it. So, yeah, I made a bit of a mistake here. Let's fix it. Problem is that, yeah, we need to block this like that, and then now you have a safe location. Both blocks. Okay. I think what we needed to do is... Yeah, so this is why there's a hold position button, so you don't walk into positions like that too far ahead of time. Now, the problem is that we do need to have the arrow remain in position in order to have a platform that I can walk over. So that's not going to be right. Yeah, I can't just take Toodee through the middle slot here. I think I actually do have to walk him around. So why don't we drop? And then we can push, or even swap. Actually, I can see that this is going to be a bit of a problem here. Yeah, because I need to... Hang on, let's drop down halfway first. Then drop like this. Oops. And move this way. And probably move on the other side so we can continue past that point. And then we can swap. And then use both blocks in conjunction after that. We can do a double push here. Like that. There's going to be a problem here, I think. Be very apparent in a moment. Because basically the beam will get released. This is an issue. Let's... place things in an appropriate location. Push it like this. Okay, now we get out of it. And then we get out. Yep, that's good. Here we go. Okay, next. Now all the beams in this room are going in the same direction. We've got lots of blocks to work with, potentially. But in order to get out of the bottom right position, we need to stop blocking. And have things drop into certain positions. What happens when we just block all three right away? Then how do we get up to the key? We just platform up, right? So why don't we just drop it into these slots and go? Because we need to get the bottom one to stop in a certain position. Let's drop these two first. Oh, I see. Yeah, because they drop one block too low. Yep. But then we can basically... Oh, oops. I was controlling the wrong character. Yeah, no, I know how to do it. We need to block one piece like this, I think. And then we can start manipulating the other blocks. And just to, really start piling them in, except we don't have a good way of pushing them past this point, because they don't drop. Yeah, that's actually a bit of a problem here. We actually need to create a bridge, I think, and then start dumping all the other blocks out. Let's redo this. Yeah, because we want to perhaps drop one just to... Oops, no, missed it. I wanted to drop it to the bottom beam. Nope. Very easy to miss it. You know what? Or we could just drop it like this. Okay, and then, no, because it's time sensitive when you're trying to jump out on the other side, that doesn't work. We definitely need to stack a whole bunch of gray blocks, probably over to the right side. Like if we do this, for instance, that's not going to work either. That's not going to work at all. But if we do it, it's kind of in this middle position. We still need to send it across. Either that, or we just find an appropriate placement for all of these. It's going to be 3 rows apart. What do I think about this? Because we need to platform up to grab the key. Looks like this... We drop it here. Oh, and you can't drop it there because it just drops into the pit. Yeah, there's going to be a particular falling pattern that we're going for to basically position everything accurately. in such a way that we can block things off and start pushing the gray blocks. If we start pushing the gray blocks, what do we do from there? Do we push them right to left or left to right? I think we can only push them right to left. Basically, you just stop one like that. And you drop 2 arrows in the middle like that. Then you can have all the gray blocks that you want. Here's how we're going to do it. Now the problem is that as soon as you switch over to the other side, you're going to run into some potential issues here. I'll try to demonstrate why. Yeah, but that's okay, because as soon as you're down here, you can pick this up and continue to swap, right? But then you find yourself a little bit trapped here. Or you could just make like a massive bridge. Like this, where you just put 7 blocks across. Problem is that you're kind of short by 1 block here that you can push into position. But you can always reposition these guys if you want. It just isn't particularly helpful. Yeah, maybe spending 2 blocks like this is the wrong idea because we just spent too much, but if we actually pushed 1 block just a little further on 1 column and then pushed it down, we could have actually navigated all the way up to the key. I think we're on the right track. So let's drop it like that. And then we should figure out whether we want it here or to the left. I think we want it here. I'm not sure it makes a difference for the way that I'm doing things, but push like that. When we push like that, I see the problem already, which is getting down to the key. Because now, oh, whoops. Made a bit of an error here. In that we do need 1 block that's available here. Let's just push some of these out of the way just so we can use them. Just get them out of the way here because then they're usable. That should be our approach to some of the other ones down there as well, is that we eventually move enough to make a bridge or something. And then we can hold this in place. We could have blocked it off with something else as well, actually, just blocked it off here. But no, we want to have a free passage over here, because then if we push another block in here, then we can pick up the falling one again. The idea, anyway, is that we can get up to the key at this point. And then now we just need to figure out how to get Toodee across. So we actually just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks worth over here. And I think we know how to do it. We push like this, and we just push an additional block to block that. Oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. But that's okay. Because now we can move. Yeah, no. I kind of goofed up this one. We should pick this up. And then we can have another falling block here. We'll have it fall into this position. Ah, here's the problem, because now I can't get across. Okay. We're getting closer to the right idea. Probably missing something obvious, but we'll try to use the falling blocks judiciously, and then just try to create a crossing. I think maybe it's better to create a crossing in this point here, as far to the left as possible, because that gives us the most flexibility for pushing from the left in further rows down. For example, being able to push a block up here so we can continue to block this beam. So let's try to evacuate some blocks just to make them pushable. I messed that up slightly. Hang on. We can try to do roughly the same thing as before. Just commit to the mistake. But now we have access to the key. And now we also have access to pushing a block down here. So we can push like this. And just try to make as many blocks as possible to eventually build myself a bridge. And then we just need to create a bridging mechanism over here. How we'll do it is we'll block this off like that. I did that a little too soon, actually. That was a mistake. Yeah, no, I needed to get this middle block out of the way before I did that. But that's okay, because we have an extra block free now over here. I think I'm still okay. I think I'm still okay. Just take this one. Then grab the falling block out of the way, like that. Now we have access to a falling block, which was then going to give me another position I can work with to basically push as many blocks as I can out of there. Now if we block the beam immediately, then we can fish out the block that's currently holding the beam. And then we can just walk across, right? After that. So, but what we want to do is get Toodee in position first. And then we just drop this and exchange positions. Oh, no, missed it. That's the problem with doing it that way, is that you can potentially mess it up just like that and have to reset the whole attempt. Yeah, there's a more graceful way to do it, just by creating a bridge, but we're not doing it that way, so let's just redo it. Luca, you were saying, couldn't you just go, and that I already have a solution? Yeah, I think I did, actually. I think I had a little bit of tunnel vision there in terms of... hang on, let's redo this again. Wait, let's not mess up so much. Okay, let's do it the same way that I was kind of doing it before. I still like this method. Let's not mess up too much with pushing these blocks out of the way. Just want to make many of them available. Because we want everything to remain in a pushable position if we can. You're almost sure I'm overcomplicating. Oh yeah, of course I do. That's what I do. That's how I solve puzzles. Yeah, speaking of which, this game, I had it on my wish list for the longest time, and the reason I picked it up this week is because in my region anyway, it's about 90% off right now. It's available very, very cheap. And it's one thing I was already ready to pick up a long time ago at a much higher price, just whenever I had time to do it. And so, but of course, when I saw the sale this week, I absolutely had to jump on it. Okay, so this time, yeah, we need to be careful with the falling block, but I think just push this one and just block this off. And now I think I just have the solution. I just need to push this one like that. The only thing is the falling block over there, and we just block it like this. This should work. It should work gracefully. Yeah. Okay. That was actually quite simple. I absolutely did overcomplicate it last time. But yeah, I just needed to not get into irreversible positions with certain blocks, and I just needed them to remain pushable. As with a lot of irreversible steps, potentially, where you can bunch things up against walls, that's why a lot of similar Silkman-style block pushing games, like Baba Is You, for instance, do have an undo step. But obviously, with this one, you know, with fluid platforming mechanics that are not just stepwise, it's not necessarily quite so simple to just implement a stepwise rewind function. You'd think you were seeing an even simpler solution, but you can't test it. I see. Alright, now let's see what's going on here. We know that if we plug the drain, this is going to give me 6 tiles. In fact, I can test that. It should give me 6 tiles. Yeah, 6 additional tiles, rather. And then I can drop down below, touch the platform, and get out. We'll eventually need... Yeah, wait a minute. We don't necessarily even need the key, do we? Let's just redo this. There's a way to do this in a... Oh, I see. No, because this breaks, doesn't it? Yeah, it breaks. That's what I thought. So you actually do need a hard block because crates get smashed up by lasers. Hang on. Let's redo this. Let's get my button assignments right here. Okay. So, we swim down here. And then, if you're swimming, you don't break the platform. Which means that we need to drop the arrow block on top of this side. And we need to find a way to get back out afterwards. Plug it in like that. Got the key. Now the problem is getting back out, which we can do. We just need to raise this again. We will also push this out because it won't have access to the blocks. Eventually, the crate is going to make the bridge. Using the crate and the bridge, we're going to use this block and the arrow block to block off the left side. So, if you block off both, you don't get any water, obviously. But we can block off one. Unplug that. Plug this. Swim back out. And then we have 2 blocks available for the rest. Okay. Then we just push 2. And we are done. Lincoln Time, welcome. Do I know where I can find the SM1 anniversary levels? Yes, I do. Let me see if I can Oh, you know what? I might even still have the command sitting around. I think that website is still up. I know Lantis used to run it, and Lantis, I think, was pretty close to taking it down at some point. One thing you have to be aware of is that people have been reporting that there are a lot of connection errors that have been going on in Super Mario Maker 1 right now. I had planned to stream a lot more Maker 1 starting next week, in fact, but as far as I understand, the issue is that a lot of the connection servers for Maker 1 have actually been taken down, and the game has not been able to reliably connect to servers that are in fact live. And I've been told that issues started popping up in the last few weeks, so it might jeopardize our plans to play Maker 1, but hopefully you don't run into that. You had a lot of errors on 26, but none yesterday. Yeah, hopefully they fixed something. And yeah, I did play all of the anniversary levels for 1, 2, and 3 YMM on stream. And it was some time ago, but that was a great time. And I think there was only one level in the entire set where the code was totally dead. And maybe one that was re-uploaded, but all of the codes except for, I think, one level still worked when I played them. Okay, so this one is going to be a falling pattern, probably like a zigzag pattern, I think. Where you kind of... Well, let's get everything into a better pushing position so we can... Yeah, notice that the beams kind of come from either side, so you would need to basically block off like this. But then you would kind of need to fall with it. So before you do that, you would kind of need to jump using... Yeah, no, I know how to do it. Jump, and then let's hope their falling speed is actually equivalent, because that's the way that gravity is supposed to work. Constant acceleration. Again, from this perspective, it's a little hard to see the positioning sometimes, but that actually worked the way I thought it would, which is great. It worked exactly the way. And yeah, Luke, I saw that everything in the Super Mario Maker 2 era has been consolidated into one site where you can actually navigate between years now, which is not something that used to be the case. Okay, so you can drop the pig. Does the pig die to fire? We're going to say the pig dies to fire. It does. Because, of course, pigs burn. That's important to know. Notice that it takes a while for the projectiles to come out, but that isn't relevant to us yet. Yeah, we need to get the key, and in order to get the key, we basically need to switch to pig when it's in midair. And then we need to basically position so that the pig is able to run over and grab the key without dying to the fire yet. And then that solves it. Good. Alright. Next. We have lightning over here, which we'll eventually need for traversing the lightning cloud. And we have 3 drop blocks that we can maybe try to space out. Again, I can't quite see the bottom. Yeah, it's 2 tiles. So yeah, sometimes with the slightly tilted perspective with top down, I can't necessarily read the grid very well, but basically we need to obtain the key first. We need to obtain the key using Topdee. Now, you're able to traverse the lightning over here, you just need to block off 1 row. And if you block off 1 row, then you would need 1 additional block to move over, basically. And then just kind of pick up the lightning block and move it round and round to get up to the key. So yeah, okay, I think I see how to do it. Let's drop this first. We need 2 blocks on this side. Because one of them is just going to get slotted in. Oh, wait, how does that get slotted in? That might be a bit of an issue. Because you would kind of need to... Oh yeah, did we just block this side first? And we'll just do a drop like that. Okay. And what I do... Oh, no, we do need to get through this with lightning first. Ah, I see. I see the problem here. I can't actually walk across with the arrow block. That's an issue. Because I'm trying to... Yeah, this little bend here prevents you from just pushing things over this one tile gap. Which means we need to rethink this slightly. But if you block all 3 of the beams, then you just drop the lightning block in this slot. And in fact, here's how to do it. Here's how to do it. You just need to space this out appropriately. It's going to be 3 tiles. 1, 2, 3. You space it slightly. And then you space it again, like that. It's still going to be a little time sensitive. Oh, no, you see, because then you wind up mistakenly dropping into a slot like that. So you can't miss. But then you can block all 3, and then you walk through. That's the way to do it. Link in Time just looks like a really interesting game. Yeah. You finally beat Pushmo earlier this year. Yeah, I beat Pushmo and Crashmo back when they came out, but Stretchmo, the 3rd game, I picked up as one of my last purchases on the 3DS eShop before it closed down, and I haven't actually gotten around to playing it yet. Because that was the one that starts out with like a few demo levels, and then you buy each world a la carte. I also picked up Pushmo World on Wii U, which I'd actually like to run on stream at some point, because that's a game that's like totally unobtainable now. So yeah, I liked the Pushmo concept better than the Crashmo one as well, and I think that's because the options, or rather the operations, are more reversible. In Crash Mode, you have a lot of one-way setups where you do need to reset the puzzle because, you know, everything just collapses the wrong way on you. But I am pretty sure I actually did get 100% on both games, and it didn't take that long. This game right now, Toodee and Topdee, reminds me a lot of Box Boy as well, as far as Nintendo 3DS games go. And right now, so like I was saying earlier, this game is actually available 90% off right now, which it has not dropped down to before. Previously, it was dropping down to maybe 50% off or so, at least in my region. And so if you want to pick it up for backlog with gold points or something, now is actually a very good time to do it. Although I totally understand if you're backlogged with other puzzle games. Okay, so we know how to do this one at this point. We just need to space out the drops and do it in such a way that nothing drops into the slots. There we go. And now we just walk with this. So yeah, this one is, again, another one that's more about execution. It's pretty easy to see what to do, it's just that your timing has to be good because there is a point of failure here. Yeah, I mean, if you're into games like Pushmo and Crashmo, I feel like this is very much going to be your kind of thing. And let's see here. Yeah, because this was on my wish list for ages and ages, and I just never got around to it, but definitely won't say no to it being available extremely cheaply. The other game I recommend on the eShop in the massive sales going on right now is Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair is also available for 90% off. And that's the kind of DKC style platformer that has the it's kind of structured around this infamous mega level as the central part of the experience, and it was one of the first things I ever streamed on this channel a couple years ago, so we're very big fans over here. Alright, so this one, let's focus here. I need to get the key. I need to get the key using lightning blocks. I also need to sustain Toodee in a position where he doesn't die until we're ready to drop him somewhere. I think I actually just need to do a little bit of stacking here. Eventually I need to get him to the bottom, and then I stack the lightning... Oops, no. That was a mistake. On top of him. So I need to get him below the laser beams first. And that's simple enough to do, because we just block. And I get him down like this, and he can actually get to the key at ground level. And then we just push 3 blocks this way to make the ceiling. And then we'll stand over here. Do a little tap jump like that. And then we... How many rows do we need to deal with here? Still 3 rows. That's okay, we can probably still do some kind of pushing interaction to deal with that. Here, though, we can just push all 3 blocks out of the way first. And what we do is we push 2 blocks into position and then reposition the other one from the bottom up. Yeah, we just blocked the cloud by pushing all the blocks up, and we should be able to do that gracefully. In fact, let's move this one. We actually only need to shield one... Oh, no, we need to shield all 3 rows, obviously, but we can use 2 blocks for that. We don't need to use all 3. Because we just get into the middle column here. Move this. Move here. And actually, I think that's it. We need to basically push this up here to block that off. And then, oh yeah, it would still need to jump up. And that's okay, because we know how to do that. We just... hang on. We just jump and then move. Same way we usually do. Whoops, wrong position here. Jump, and then let's drop it. Jump. Drop it. And yeah, don't worry on Lincoln time, I don't mind chatting. And yeah, I haven't played the 3D ukulele, but ukulele in the Impossible Lair is excellent. It's a game I bring up often because it has a very unique approach to some things with level structure. Anyway, boss time, World 3. Okay, so, oh no. And you've got a key block, you got a couple of key blocks here actually. A giant cube, that is so cool. So the last boss was pretty vicious in terms of killing me quickly and not giving me much time to read things until we died quite a few times, so we'll see if this is a similar story over here. Just let me know when the fight starts, okay? Are you a guardian? I used to be. My name is Korimlio. Ever since the corruption, I've made this temple my home. Fire keeps me warm. Yeah. You're angry with something? Where's the portal? Let's fight. Okay, so how are you going to slap me? Now, as always, if we need to be safe, we can just swap characters. So I'm just going to run around a bit while I try to read where all the keys are located. Yeah, so we do need some kind of block that is available to me before we can cross over. So I think we need to... Yeah, actually, I need to get him to lower the arms. And then once you get him to lower the arms, then you have a platform to jump on. No, that's how you do it. You lower the arms, and then you kind of need to get both arms lowered to create a ladder. Oh. Okay, can I jump? Yes, you can. Not very well, though. But what I can do is I can swap again once we are like this. I'm in a pretty bad position. Okay, and then, oh, didn't really fall in gracefully. And yeah, 2D platform and 3D roaming for puzzle segments and boss segments, but the bosses have been pretty deadly so far. So one of the reasons I was reminded of this game was actually when I was playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder, because the top-down Wonder Flower in that game kind of reminded me that this game existed. Because it's a very similar mechanic in some ways, except you have the player kind of swapping on command. Finally went back to Wonder after a hiatus, yeah. I'm sure you know which part I'm talking about, though. It's pretty early in the game, so I don't think I spoiled anything too badly. Now, it's a little difficult to get the positioning to cooperate here, so if I can find a way to really control it better by leading platforms to certain heights. Yeah, so it actually does follow a certain order. Yeah, I do see it, that the 3 platforms actually follow an order, and you can reposition them accordingly. So if they're out of position, then you can just swap to the other view, I hope. But ideally what you want to do is you want to position all 3 well to begin with, and then not have them too spread out. And you create a step ladder up to a key. Now, I think you probably need... Oh, this is going to be too high. Yeah, that's too high. Now, you do need to hit him 3 times. So every time you unlock the key, the laser fires at him. So you actually need to do the whole key sequence 3 times. And there will probably be some kind of pattern change, just given how the previous bosses worked. Reminded me of that one level in 3D Land. So yeah, we are going to make this step ladder here. We want to... Right, with the Zelda dungeons in 3D Land in the bonus worlds. The Legend of Zelda Tribute. Nope. Couldn't quite see myself under shadow here. I'm trying to just make this step ladder. He's going to use his head. It's going to look pretty big. It might be a little too spaced out here. Yeah, much too high. But yeah, it goes arm, head, I think, always. And then, oh, that means you can jump out like this. And then you can just create another platform like this. Oh, missed it. I totally could have done it that time, though. Yeah, because once you get up to a high position, then you just reposition him to create a platform going across. But I need to get back upstairs now. Oh, too high. Not estimating my height very well. Oh, they're gonna get stuck. Alright. Let's try to raise this one again. The first one can be raised a little higher, perhaps. I'll just try to create a step ladder. It's a little too high. Yeah, okay, now let's start at ground level then. And then you can kind of go up this way and then reposition again. Now I do need a platform to fall on. Oops, nope, fell off again. Yeah, very easy for me to mess up as I'm in the middle of a transition. Hang on. Nope. Bad position there. Oh, it is going to be rough. Yeah, it got a little bit stuck that time. Alright, let's try it again. Lead it. Then lead it over here. Sometimes you'll need an additional cycle after it. Nope, I just got jammed once again. Yeah. You do have a fair bit of control over where the stomps are going to happen, but you do need to really plan out the spacing. Because in the top-down view, it's going to be a little difficult to see exactly what the tile spacing is going to be like in terms of how comfortable the jumps are. But once it starts spinning, that means it's well on the way to... Whoops, no, got cornered. Yeah, I have a couple of accidental jumps here because the up input is also bound to jump. It's actually a bit of an issue sometimes, I'm finding. Because sometimes I found that in 2D platforms I do have a bit of a tendency to hold up in places where I don't need to. And of course there's the Pro Controller issue too, where you're switching back and forth between left and right, and there's the accidental input. In 2D platforms you generally don't notice because the up input, other than entering doors in Mario or something, it generally won't do much for you, but it can create a bit of a problem in a game like this one. And oh, fell off. That's okay. He's bound in a fixed position and he doesn't move so long as I am in the side-scroller form, so it's just a little difficult to see. So we just need to not slip with the platforming so much. Sword and Crossbow game is great so far. We're at the World 3 boss right now. It's been pretty quick. I've just been playing about 3 hours and we're at World 3 out of 5, unless there's anything unlockable out of after that. But the mechanics have been getting much more complex. There's been quite a lot of ideas starting to combine with each other between worlds, so... Whoops. You tried a demo way back when? Yeah, I don't know how much the demo covers, but definitely there's quite a lot, even going from World 1 to 2, that expands rapidly. Okay, finally got this. Now let's move platforms up here without getting crushed. So we can just create a bridge. Oh, no. Let's try to dodge that. I should have just swapped to dodge it. Now we need to redo it. We still haven't gotten one hit on this guy yet, but it does get checkpointed with every boss hit. So... Can we do this one? Not quite. Not quite. Let's create the ladder. Okay, can we go up this way? No. It's okay, it's possible. It's it's important not to get hit at this point because we've already got one key. Okay, this is surely going to be fine. Nope, it's not. Okay, we just need to not slip so much when jumping around. And just need to control the height a bit better. That looks decent, maybe slightly out of reach. Slightly out of reach. Yeah, a little difficult to read the exact height, but we'll get it. We know that the second one is always going to be the head. I wonder if we should maybe position the head further. That's going to be too high. Way too high. Then we can reposition like this. No. Yeah, there is a set order. We just need to get into it without locking ourselves. Come on, let's try to create the ladder here. Nope. Very big-headed fellow. Alright, let's go down to here. Yeah, actually, you can watch the tile grid to see where the center point is going to be. Like, I haven't really been watching the tile grid so much when I'm in the top-down form, but you can actually position them a little more accurately. by just going up a set number of columns, for instance. Okay, that's gotta be right. Yeah, again, lots of accidental jumps here as I'm going back and forth. That's just from the Pro Controller D-pad, I'm pretty sure. Or just my tendency to tilt up a little bit when I'm playing. Yeah, I've actually done quite a lot of accidental jumps. I don't think there's a way to unbind the up input from being the secondary... Oh yeah, there is. No, you don't want to unbind it though, because that would affect the 2D form as well. Or rather, the top-down form as well. So, yeah, if there were a way to unbind up from the second jump, that would have been great, but... because it is causing a little bit of annoyance. And that's partly a Pro Controller issue as well. But I know that even with a better D-pad, like on the Super Nintendo controller, I know from experience with Super Mario Maker that I do accidental up inputs pretty often. And so... okay. Good, now let's reposition... oh, no, I got bumped. Didn't expect to get bumped like that, actually. I wonder how that happened. That's gonna be too far. Spacing's not gonna work at all here. No. Let's reposition the head. That should be a little better. Too low. Oh. Arm's gonna go this way. Other arm this way. There we go. No. All wrong. We haven't even done one cycle here yet, because I keep slipping on the way to the second key. Let's get it stacked like this. Okay. Too high, too high. Too high. The head should be next, though, after the first reposition. So yeah, we know that when we do 3 movements, that head should come next after that. Now, am I going to have enough of a platform to work with here? Is blocking my position. So let's just try to move everything. In fact, that should be good. Oh, nope, nope. Then I'm going to fall. Alright. Okay. And let's create the ladder. Nope. I've kind of lost track of whose turn it is here. Should be head next. Just not get crushed when we're trying to get key 2 here. Okay, that looks a little promising, except I moved the wrong arm. Head. An arm over here, please. Okay, good. Finally. Let's move it. Let's not die. There we go. Laser number 1, finally. Oh, and there's a phase change already. Where, yeah, now we need to be extra careful. Because I have no floor available to me. This is going to be tricky, given how much trouble I've been having already. However, at least you start with a slightly higher position. Higher starting position is actually going to help quite a bit. Because maybe you only need 2 platforms now to get into the right place. Nope. Yeah, and luckily it does preserve your progress. That is a configurable setting. You can turn on and off mid-boss checkpoints. Oh, let's just try to position this a little better. And yeah, you basically need to get all 3 keys consecutively, and given the higher starting position, that's not going to be too bad, I don't think. It's going to be bad. Okay. Little hard to get around here. Let's... and the head's going to move. Let's just try to get the sequence back in order. Oh, yeah, because the head is always going to move between the arms. Oh, got zapped. keys remind you of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Yeah, speaking of which, I probably will stream the remake when it launches in February. I never owned the original GBA. I did play it, and I remember I loved it. And I played a lot of the later games in the series as well on DS and 3DS, but of course they were a very different concept. They were more like Lemmings than the original Mario vs. DK. Okay, let's try it again. Just need to get him to move in a slightly more advantageous position here. Oh, nope, too high. Let's move the head down. We could? Nope. Kind of wonder what the third pattern is going to be. Yeah, again, we need to think about the head as being in perhaps a middle position. The head's always going to take up so much space. We shouldn't worry too much about it and just try to position the arms better. Okay, head next. Okay. I have to keep the alternation in mind between arms and head. Oops. Let's move quickly. Yeah, the minis never clicked with you? Yeah. I found it to be an interesting concept, but it wasn't really the same kind of itch, for sure. Because, I do like building automated tracks and setups and such and just letting them run, but if you're coming from GBA, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, you're definitely not in for the same kind of experience. Okay, that's going to be good. We just need to make sure we position something underneath, and let's not get smushed because we'll have to reset the whole key. Oh, nope, I fell down. Okay. I had the right idea, I just didn't position myself accurately at the bottom that time. Okay. Oh, nope, got zapped. This guy's visual design actually reminds me of some of the bosses in Super Mario RPG as well. I haven't played the recent remake yet, but I think it's something about the eyes and the proportions. It really feels like a Super Mario RPG kind of creation. It's probably the music that's adding to that similarity as well, too. Oh, no, repositioned ahead. That's not what I wanted. Let's reposition the arms a little bit better. Okay, can I... Nope, too far. Okay, head next. Arm. The head is just gigantic because, the head's not a good choice for the first platform. It should be a choice for middle platform. Okay. Oh, no. Hang on. Oop. Run over. Nope. Got smushed. Yeah, bosses are actually pretty tricky. Now, I might keep this a relatively short stream, and depending on how long the boss takes, I might save Worlds 4 and 5 for tomorrow, but instead of trying to do a single marathon run today, but we'll see how things go. Because we've had a pretty brisk time with the game so far, it's just I die a lot to the bosses. That's just something we've had to keep in mind. Oops. Let's try it again. And that's assuming it's just 5 worlds and nothing unlockable. Okay, let's try this. Oh, got smushed again. Okay. Position. Oh, I got stuck. I was kind of under the shadow of the arm and just got stuck in it. Nope, he was in the middle of moving. Okay, this actually, oh, once again, just accidental jumps. All over the place. Yeah. Again, is when I'm moving a lot back and forth that the Pro Controller is definitely causing some issues here. Yeah, that was in a bad corner that time. That was not going to work. Okay, let's just reposition over here. Position the arm over here. That should work. Nope. Should have swapped out of that one. But yeah, it's, sometimes you really do need to swap in order to dodge projectiles, but you know, that's a hard call to make sometimes when you also want to preserve the platforms in their current position. Well, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, this will hopefully work. Nope, I should have swapped out of that one. But you should really go left or right, because then that would be safest. But yeah, I do need to swap defensively. Do that a lot more often than I've been doing. Okay. Okay. Nope. Oh. Okay, that's correct. Let's grab him. That's 2 hits, finally. Now let's see what the third pattern's going to be, because there's probably going to be some change to platforming once again. Actually, yeah, just more projectiles, I think, but otherwise you have to... Yeah, and then the right side is quite unsafe now. Ah, okay, and you have a new attack. Oh, I see, the platform is actually electrified now, so you can't just stay on them. That shouldn't be too bad, actually, depending on positioning, because I don't stay on the platforms very long anyway. Yeah, the electrification seems to be the major thing here. And we'll let him change up here. Okay, too high. Just need to determine it very quickly when things are not going to go well. Okay, just need to get the head out of the way, and then we'll start repositioning from scratch. Oh, whoops. Shouldn't touch that, of course, when things are being electrified. It's just, whoops, trying to reposition from scratch here. Okay. Reposition from scratch. Okay, that's fine. And then we reposition the head, hopefully. Okay, there we go. Done. Okay. Well, that worked out pretty well. Why did you do that? Shouldn't you be thanking us for removing your corruption? Yeah, it was pretty cool, to be perfectly honest. Now I look just like the rest of the Guardians. Yes, you do. No. Karim Leo. I have not been able to remember any of their names. The rest of the Guardians attacked us when they were corrupt. Yeah, they do that kind of thing. They're not collectively responsible. So if we asked you to send us to the next portal, you would just help without attacking us. We could have just asked in the first place. It is quite rude to break into someone's temple and ask them for favors. Can you just send us to the next portal already? Okay. Don't come here again. I guess not. I need to mourn my lost cubic form. Okay, Chapter 4, Exceptions. Okay, so... yeah, I don't think I can stay late enough today to really kind of run as a marathon stream, and I probably could stay for one more chapter, but then we'd just wind up with a really short session with it tomorrow, so I think now is actually a good time to split it up. And so we'll be back at the usual time tomorrow to do chapters 4 and 5, and whatever comes after that if there is anything, but we have been warned about 4 Guardians, and of course the to-do list is the final area, and yeah, in some ways I want to keep playing, but in order to kind of pace the stream properly, I think it's probably best if we just kind of put this on hold for the time being. But thank you so much for joining me, everybody who did come to watch. Like I said, I absolutely plan to continue this tomorrow. And then we'll be back to Maker 2 for one last viewer level session this weekend before we get into the new year. So hopefully some of you are able to make it. It's always a bit of a contest as to whether smaller indie games like this get any viewership at all, because they're a little more difficult to discover. So it's kind of nice that a bunch of people who were interested managed to stay and hang out today, and it was a pleasure to see you all, and I hope that all of you who celebrated Christmas had a very merry one indeed. See you soon enough, and we'll forward you on to somebody else for the time being. So thank you for joining me. Let's call it a day. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll be back again very soon. As always, have fun with everything you are playing, making, playtesting, demoing, watching, enjoying in whichever way you prefer. And, as always, fare thee well.